Our distribution, usually we distribute about 8,000 items of clothing each quarter to people in need.
Holy cow.
And if you multiply that out since 2015, we have done over 200,000 items of clothing that we have given away. And if you figure just $5 per item, that's $1 million that the Blessing Closet has supplied into Buffalo and the surrounding area.
This is the Buffalo Community Podcast, all about the greatest small town in the USA, the people in it, and how it all works together. Here are your hosts, Tyler Reese and Mark Benzer.
Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the Buffalo Community Podcast. We have episode 77. Holy cow, we're really making our way, but we've got a man that wears many hats. He goes by Roger Brenny, though. Wears many hats in the community. Roger, thanks for coming in.
Well, thank you, Mark and Tyler, for inviting us to talk about our passions and causes.
Yeah.
On behalf of myself and my wife, Sandy, we want to really thank you for being able to do this.
Well, yeah.
First of all, I want to make this perfectly clear that Tyler will agree that Sandy is the brains behind all our activities. Thank you. I'm the brawn and kind of the spokesperson. So
Sure.
That's why I am here. So just a little introduction about ourselves and how we got here.
Yeah.
We are, it's kind of not a typical organization that we have. We are kind of ourselves and Lone Rangers here in our activities. We are not a group or organization. We don't have a staff. We are it. We don't have a budget. We don't even have a 501c3 as such. We deal with other organizations to help us supply that. So who we are is who we aren't. We aren't anybody without the wonderful volunteers that we have that we rely on so much.
Yeah.
And it's and they are so wonderful, and Buffalo is a wonderful town for volunteering and for funding of our various activities that we'll get into.
And,
So,
well, I kind of want to interject
Yeah.
here. Is this a... Oh, dingbugs, elderbugs. Sorry.
yeah, we got.
They're all over.
I probably brought them in. We've got a ton of them at our
Lovely-
front door
lovely
that are
fall.
asking to
Yeah.
come in.
Right.
Well, and I'm going to kind of put the cart before the horse. When I first met you a few years ago, and then I get to learn about you a little bit, but then you start seeing you guys all around the community. Is you guys are more busy in retirement with volunteerism than you ever worked before. So I mean, I think that's a huge thing, and I think that's awesome to see that over the last few years. So let's kind of jump into some of those activities.
Yeah. Thank you for the compliment. We really got involved after we both, retired from General Mills. We worked there 35, 40 years at General Mills, and we wanted to stay busy. And so we have been involved, myself with the food shelf in various capacities as director and program director and that. And Sandy was the leader in the forming of Love Inc. Big Woods when they first started. And so that's where we got our experience and got to know people and where to go to set up things like that. And Zion Church has been so welcoming to us, and we'll talk about that later. And we are members of Zion, and we are the social ministry outreach committee for Zion. And that's kind of our experience with all the things that we have done and are doing.
Yeah. Let's talk about a few of those things.
Okay.
Great transition, Raj.
Okay. We have 2 events coming up that we are going to focus on this morning. The first one is the blessing closet. I would guess that 50% of the people watching this podcast.
About 125,000 people.
Yeah. Ooh! Do not know anything about the blessing closet, even though we've been doing this for 6 years. That it is it helps a lot of people, but it isn't very well known.
Sure.
So for those who don't know about the Blessing Closet, simply it is a free distribution of clothes for kids and their families. Just a little history about the Blessing Closet. In 2015, our pastor at Zion wanted to bring Zion beyond the walls of Zion and do something special in the community of Buffalo. And so, being on the social ministry team, he came to us to figure out what that would be. And we thought we wanted to do something that was not being done right now in Buffalo. You know, if you needed food, you could go to the food shelf or Meals on Wheels, and there's various food programs around. Love Inc. had offered gas cards and car repairs, and the Salvation Army helped the homeless and things like that, and the WCCA, Wright County, has various programs to help people around.
Sure.
So we found out that one area that might not be covered was clothing for the needy people in the areas. So Zion set up for us a little closet in Trinity Hall in our big room there, and said, "Okay, we'll do this." Sure. And we started, and we went to the congregation to donate clothes, and the word spread unbelievably. It spread kind of throughout the community that we got people donating, and we set up distributions on a quarterly basis, 4 times a year that we do distribution at Zion, and we've only missed 1 quarter since 2015, and that was
it in
last
2020?
year.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a fair guess. It wasn't even a fair guess.
You win a prize?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so our distribution, usually we distribute about 8,000 items of clothing each quarter to people in need.
Holy cow.
And if you multiply that out since 2015, we have done over 200,000 items of clothing that we have given away. And if you figure just $5 per item, that's $1 million that the Blessing Closet has supplied into Buffalo and the surrounding area. We bring in crowds from all over the area. We keep track of the cities that people come from.
Sure.
Are they concentrated kind of around?
Yes,
The-
very
around the area?
concentrated around Wright County. But we get people beyond that too.
Yeah.
We get from Golden Valley. We've had people from Plymouth, etc. About 55 to 60% of the people that come are from Buffalo. Another 15% are from Montrose,
Sure.
which is a community that we really want to help, that has a lot of people in need. So
Yep.
about 70% of it kind of goes pretty local, but but we also do that.
I don't mean to. I just kind of want to talk a little bit more about that. I think it's surprising and humbling that I think people will be kind of shocked that you give that many pieces away 4 times a year. Like, there's that many people in need, and sometimes we don't see that as people. I mean, life is so fast. It's kind of shocking to hear that. That one, there's that big of a need for it, but then 2, but you also have that program to actually fill that need, and it's growing every year, it seems.
Yes, it is. And one thing I wanted to point out, we get all these wonderful donations. We have volunteers that collect these, sort them, wash some of those, and put them out for distribution. The items that we cannot sell, we are pretty surprised. Most of the items that we get donated are good and able to be reused.
Yep.
You always get some
Right.
that you can't use. So we set up a program with a outfit in St. Cloud, and I can't remember the name of it right now, but they will come and pick up all the clothing that we cannot use, and they have outlets in overseas, and what they can't use that way, they can recycle. So our big thing is that nothing goes to waste. Nothing is charged for, like some other outlets that have clothing.
We don't need to name names here.
No, we won't. And so that is our thing. Everything is, it's strictly run by volunteers, so there's no money involved at all. We have a slight, small budget at Zion Church for supplies. Other than that, we spend less than $1,000 a year to run the whole program.
Awesome.
So it's very good, and we enjoy doing it. And I think the volunteers really enjoy it. They keep wanting to come back.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's
a good sign,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Exactly.
Yes.
If somebody was, if they got, if you're like us, I have a bag of clothes in my house right now that don't fit our kids, and we have the best of intentions on bringing it somewhere.
Yes.
Is drop off specific times if
Yes.
you are looking to drop off, or how would they go about that?
Yes, good question. And right now, because of COVID, we are not letting people just drop off. So we are asking them to call for an appointment. And we have a Google Voice, and I will give you the number, 763-317-6052. 2. And you can call that number. You'll get a recording and say you want to have a donation. And what will happen, it goes directly into our computer, and I will call you back and set up a donations. Usually we try to do it every Wednesday afternoon, so we don't want to trudge back there too much, but we always welcome donations.
Awesome.
So that brings us to our next distribution, which is October 28th and 29th. In the past, what we have done is done the total distribution in one day. We're going to try something different this quarter and do it in 2 days. And we're going to have the blessing closet open on Thursday, October 28th, from 4 o'clock to 7 o'clock. So that will help the people that are working during the day and give them a chance to get first crack at some of the clothing that we've had.
Sure.
In the past, when we've done it all day, boy, everybody came 9 o'clock in the morning. And
The early bird does
the
get to
early
work.
birds, and we were eliminating some of the people that would want to come at that time. So we'll do that from 4 to 7 on Thursday, and then Friday morning we'll open back up at 9 o'clock to noon to help those people that want to shop.
Do they have to sign up, or do they just show up?
Everyone is welcome. It's first come, first serve. Everyone is welcome. There is no registration. There's no qualifications. There's no limits. They just have to come in, and all we ask is for their name and the number of children that they have, and ask for the zip code, because we want to keep track. We do not give out those names to anyone. We just we don't ask for addresses or phone numbers or anything like that. We just want to keep numbers track so we can report what we actually do.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So that is the blessing closet in.
Thank you and congratulations.
Well, thank you.
Which kind of jumps us off to our next one is Coats for Kids.
Coats for Kids. Yeah.
Is that is this like a prequel, or like a, what do you call them? Like not a remake, but just kind of a springboard off of the Blessing Closet into Coats for Kids?
Kind of.
Sorry.
Not exactly.
Trying to paint it.
Trying to be. We have been. Coats for Kids is a long time program. Sandy and I have only been involved in it since 2010, and that's when the Salvation Army ran the Coats for Kids program. They supplied all the new coats and a bunch of new coats, and we kind of helped a little bit around town by placing barrels around for used coats. But the majority of it all came from the Salvation Army. But then in 2017, the Salvation Army decided to scrap the program due to funding, and they felt there was a lack of need in Buffalo. We kind of disagreed with that there was a need, because we did the blessing closet and we knew the need was out there. So we got together with different people and talked about it. And we decided we'll try to keep it going.
Sure.
And we worked a real lot with the Buffalo Lions Club. They were willing to help get the funding for us to buy coats, and we took the responsibility of buying, when we had their money, to buy the clothes, collect the clothes, and to distribute the coats on a regular basis once a year. And so, and we thought this was a good time to do this again this year, along with the Blessing Closet. Going back a little bit on the Blessing Closet, we always have tried to do something else along with the Blessing Closet.
Sure.
For an instance, in August, we had a back to school and had the Blessing Closet, and we gave away school supplies and backpacks. In the second quarter, we had the Blessing Closet along with Alina's Bikes for Kids in the parking lot. So we were kind of serving two purposes at one time. So the Lions get the money for us, and we go out and buy the coats. And this year, because of COVID and the distancing and everything like that, we are asking for families to make appointments for their kids. We will have appointments every half hour between 4 o'clock and 7 o'clock on Thursday, and 9 o'clock and 12 o'clock, and we are allowing 20 people, 20 families in at a time.
Yep.
So we can kind of keep the distance and everything like that. We will have plenty of coats, so people don't have to worry about coats. We will have over 300 new coats that we have purchased, one for every kid in the family. And we also this year have had enough money to buy snow pants.
Oh, wow.
But snow pants is a big thing.
Yeah.
And I think we'll be limiting snow pants to one per family, because we'll have about 150 snow pants, and we expect 150 to 200 families to come in. And
how do they make that appointment?
They make that appointment by going online, and that's why I'm wondering when this podcast would be available. Because it will go online on Monday. It's 4th of October.
So 2 days ago, this was live.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 days ago, this was live.
So it will now be online.
Yeah.
Go to Facebook, Zion Community Care, and there will be a place for you to sign up. All they ask for is you will find slots available per half hour, 20 slots available, and we just ask for your name and the ages of the kids, so we can kind of figure out how many we need of each size.
Is that ZionCommunityCare.com or .org? Yes.
Yes.
We'll figure it. Well,
we'll Google it.
We'll Google it, and it will be a link inside the description of this video.
Again, there's no qualifications, no other than this pre-registration. We do not ask for anything else. If you need a coat, come in. And besides the new coats that we have, we we've collected a lot of coats at the Blessing Closet throughout the year, and we've saved them.
Yeah.
And we will have another 200 probably used coats, slightly used coats, that will be available for families to get more than one coat, and for the adults to get clothes or get coats too.
Sure.
So we will be able to get coats for everybody, and we have the knitting ladies group bringing in stocking caps and mittens and things like that, and that we will be distributing at the same time.
So you mentioned there's a lot of coats, a lot of new coats, about half as many new snow pants. Donations for that should go through the Blessing Closet, and then you guys can kind of distribute to Coats for Kids or Blessing Closet type of thing?
If anybody has any coats around that are used, we'd love to have them. Or new coats, anybody. Call that number and we'll set up a pickup or when you can come in and donate coats or clothing at that time. I would like to really salute, first of all, Judy Sandine from the Lions is a real worker to get funding for us, and she did an outstanding job this year. We got over $8,000 to buy coats and things and snow pants.
Awesome.
And I just want to list the people that have donated funds to buy these coats.
Go for it.
Kids Haven, right here in Buffalo, Alina, Maurice Ford, American Legion, the Buffalo Rotary, and some individuals, the Pfeiffers, Diorio, the Schreppels, and we got big donations that we didn't expect from the Hanover Lions and the Hanover Athletic Association, which really pushed us over the top. And we do serve Hanover in that area too. So they're a part of our school district. So it's wonderful that they are involved also. And then the Knights of Columbus donated boxes of new clothes that they bought. And so that they have done this every year. So it
Awesome.
it all works out.
Yeah. Yes, it does.
And any coats that we would have left over, we would keep some of them for next year.
Sure.
But we would also offer them to schools if they have people that need clothes. And the other thing that we have given to in the past is to adopt a family. They often get requests for coats, and last year we gave about 20 coats to adopt a family that they could give away for that program.
Excellent.
And Subway on that a little bit, I think, and we are meeting with the Adopt-A-Family people next week.
The week this comes out.
Whenever that is.
Yeah, right.
And we think we will have the ability to sign people up for Adopt-A-Family to get their people adopted while we are doing the Blessing Closet and the coats. So that last year, I think the majority of the people that were on Adopt-A-Family got their names in when we did the Blessing Closet. So that's another plus that we
Sure.
that we have.
Pretty awesome things happening.
Brute efficiency is what you guys are working
We also
with.
also a big thanks to Zion Church. I'm a member, so I'm biased, but they have been so helpful and very willing to open up their doors for all our projects.
Mm-hmm.
We do a lot of things over there. We do Fair for All. We do a bunch of the food shelf activities over there, and we did the bikes, and we did the school supplies, and they don't charge us anything for it, and they let us use their facility, and they supply the people, and Angela and Sherilyn over there in the admin do the advertising, a lot of advertising for us, and the custodians like Lyle Jans, who is terrific at setting things up for us, and just a wonderful
Team effort.
partnership
Yep.
that we have with the church and all these organizations, and it comes from experience. I think the fact that we know a lot of people over the years, and they're for some reason they trust us, and
Why would that be?
Whatever reason, or whatever.
and we appreciate that, and it all seems to work out.
Yeah.
So
If somebody watching wishes we would have asked a question, or they have more questions or anything like that, how do they get their questions answered?
I would say call that Google number. Again, it's
763
763-317-6052.
6052. Oh, you went with
Yeah.
6052.
And just ask a question. We'll get back to you. Any questions or anything like that, or we will put on our flyers. If you can't get into the website, call that number and we'll sign you up.
There you go.
Yeah. So and I think we did that for school supplies, and we get 20 people maybe that couldn't figure out how to sign up, and we understand that. I have a tough time signing up things. So anyway, we will take care of that and get them signed up. And
I think you did a fantastic job at thanking everybody that is helping support all these programs. I'm going to brag on you a little bit, and forgive me if I'm getting the title wrong, but you and Sandy both won the, was it the Wright County People of the Year, Persons of the Year? You were highlighted a couple of years ago. Was that Persons of the Year, or is it Buffalo?
it was the Wright County Seniors of the Year.
Yeah.
And we won and they have a men's group and a women's group.
Sure.
And we both won. And then we got to go on to state. And I lost. But Sandy got second place in the
Nice.
state
Yeah.
for Senior
Well,
Woman of the Year. Yeah.
thank you for doing that. I mean, you were very, very selfless, thanking everybody that supports all these groups. And I kind of wanted to shine and highlight, that was well deserving. If people don't know you, they should know you on everything that you guys do behind the scenes for the community. And, I think that should be highlighted.
Yeah, and we enjoy it and get more out of it than we put it into it.
That's great.
Yeah.
And like I say, we got to keep busy at our
Yeah.
retirement
Sure.
age.
Yeah.
So let's skew a little bit off this. Let's just learn
Sure.
a little bit about you. What I know about you, big Gopher fan.
Yeah.
It's not easy to be a
No,
Gopher.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not easy to be a Gopher fan. I just kind of want to get your.
Okay, yeah.
What's with losing to Bowling Green?
That is probably the biggest disappointment in Gopher football in many, many, many years. They were a 30-point favorite, and they,
Laid an
after
egg.
They didn't show up.
Really,
Yeah.
If it's coaching or
Overconfidence or
overconfidence, yeah.
just a
but
abysmal performance.
yes.
Hopefully, we're
I'm
talking about a Purdue win now. We'll see. When
Yeah.
this airs, it will be.
It's going to be tough to recover from that. They'll have a tough time in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
And being a Gopher fan, talking about basketball, they will have a tough year. They have nobody coming back
New
at
coach.
all.
Yep.
And so the new coach and brand new players, and the Big Ten is probably the toughest conference in the country in basketball. So that'll be.
We could probably expand it to all Minnesota teams of just like it's tough to be a sports fan in Minnesota. It's very tough, but yeah. So
We try.
absolutely. Roger, thanks for coming in. It was a pleasure to talk to you again, see you again. Thanks for sharing all of that. If anybody does have those questions, they can always go to the website or call the Google number at 763-317-6052. For the Buffalo Community Podcast, I'm Tyler Reese.
I'm Mark Benzer with Roger Brenny.
Thank you.